Good morning. So today I thought I would see if Miss Fernie might sit with us while I do some planty care. I have a bunch of prop bins that really need some TLC, so I thought I'd see if she would sit with me, but it's highly unlikely. I mean, she's enjoying being pet right now, but I suspect if I stop petting her, she's just gonna wander around. Are you good, Fernie? Come here. You wanna sit over there on the planter? Come on. Up you go. Okay. Where are you going? Where are you going? They move like sloths. Okay. You wanna come sit on me? Come sit on my shoulder? Come on, little lady. Come here. Well, she's on my shoulder. Let's see if she'll stay there. She'll actually probably crawl on my head. Maybe she'll stay there. Here she is. On my shoulder. Here's the worms I feed her. Alright, so generally I can keep my plants in prop bins for about a month. But in this case, I've been busy, we were on vacation. These have been in here for a long time and they're quite a mess, as you can see. So I've got a bin that was full of moss that has sprouted, which is fine because I like when the moss becomes alive. I think it's great. I use it generally to increase the humidity in the bins. If this moss does sprout, sometimes I use it in my terrariums for my geckos. We have 3 geckos, and you can see Fernie's still on my shoulder. Oh, she just hissed at me. But yeah, let's clean up these plants. I suspect there's going to be some issues here. So I have 2 bins here. One bin is just a water bin. This is just a bin I got from the dollar store during Halloween in the Canadian dollar stores. They're clear, so I wanted them for planters, and they actually glow in the dark. So that's my water bin, and then I have a compost bin here. So you can see here, it's a bit of a mess. I'll be looking for mealybugs. Mealybugs love begonias. So I'll just kind of pick off some of the dirt here. I'll just make a mess of my table here. Pick off some of the moss. I mean, it's no big deal if the moss stays on. And I'll just have a close look to make sure there's no root mealies, because they spread like crazy and they love begonias. Okay, maybe she'll sit on my phone stand there later. Okay, so these look okay. Obviously that leaf doesn't look great. This is a Lyman-Smithii, and in fact I will just cut off this leaf and I'll just propagate that. And the soil's super wet, so I'll recycle that bin, and I will grab another bin here, and I will just add some more dry soil, and it's actually a bigger container. This is a 3 ounce container. I have 1, 2, and 3 ounce containers. You can see her tail is still on me here. Add a little bit of nutrients. I just use Nutricoat because it's easy. I also have some little bit of nutrients in my water as well. I'll either use CalMag or just very lightly, or foliage, is it called Foliage Focus, I believe, which I just use for my anthurium mostly, but I'll throw a little bit in the begonia mix too, the begonia water, or some macrorhizal inoculant. And I have an Amazon storefront, which I'll link below, where you can get some of these supplies, or even just look at them. It's an Amazon.com, but I really should create an Amazon.ca one too, of course. Alright, so she looks happy now, and I'll actually wash out the bin just in case there's any root mealies hanging out in the moss. Okay, and Lyman-Smithii. So Lyman-Smithii is interesting because when it's young, it has lots of freckles, and this is like a more mature one. When it's mature, it loses its freckles, and its leaves are quite succulent, which is kind of cool. All right, there's one. Oh, don't move, Fernie. And then, oh, come here, little lizard. Come on. Come on, big lizard. Come here, you. Come on. Oh, she's so fat right now. I think she's got eggs. Come here, Fernie. Come on. Oh, stop hissing at me. Okay, come on, down you go. No, come on, get down, not up. Okay, I don't know where she's going. But, let's see if we can plant this one. Get some planters out here. And all I'm going to do with that one is pop it into soil. And I just kind of learn by experience what works with what. And Lyman-Smithii, I think, would prop fine in water and in soil and in moss. I think it's probably quite an easy one. In general, I don't think I've cut the leaves. The veins aren't too prominent. Well, I guess they are. But in general, I haven't cut the leaves to prop them in that manner. But this leaf is so-so. It's kind of yellowish, so we're not sure if it'll work. But hey, it's worth a try. And here's a big one with some very old soil, and you can see, it doesn't look so happy. Just checking for any pests here. Okay, and I'll pull it out, look for root mealies, recycle my thing. Yay, no root mealies thus far. Might just freshen up the soil and give it a little bit of a bigger planter. Sorry about the noise. Add a little bit of fresh soil and some nutrients. So there's some fresh soil, a bit of water, and some nutrients there. We'll pop that guy in and add more soil. Shake that in. The lizard is still on my shoulder right now. I'm glad she's happy. Here, I should make her a little lizard stand of some sort. Like a orchid, what do you call those things? Those orchid stakes? Orchid, you know, those little fiberglass things that orchids climb on. Sorry, trellis, that's what I'm looking for. Look, there's a trellis right here, but it needs to be sturdy. All right, so lots of nutrients. Get some fresh soil into there. Okay. And she's good. All right. Got lots of Lyman-Smithii here. Still checking for root mealies here. I do have a thing of water in case I want to rinse any soil out. This is fine. No root mealies, but the soil's pretty covered in algae, or a little bit of algae, and so I'll just replace that. Get a bigger cup again. Take off this tag that was for something else. Sorry for the noise. All right. Put this over here. Can you still see a lizard on my back here? Look, chameleon that loves me. She's great because most chameleons in the chameleon Facebook group, most people say that their chameleons are jerks. They hiss, they bite, but I got lucky. Fernie just loves me, and she's called Fern because, of course, her tail swirls and curls into like a fern frond. All right, this one's not too happy, but I suspect with the new soil and whatnot, it will be fine. Okay, lots of moss in there. I put some macadam on top. This one's roots seem pretty shallow. Oh yeah, look at all that moss / algae. Just toss that away. Reuse these cups and just give it some nice fresh soil here. I don't think these are all Lyman-Smithii in this. Oh, we've got a moving lizard on my back. I should put some worms up so she'll come down and eat them. Okay, we'll just cut off this little, it wasn't really dead, but oops. Try to use it again, I suppose. Tell me, how much do you try to plant little leaf bits? Do you plant every little leaf bit and see if it will potentially create a new plant? Or do you just toss the little leaf bits away? I'm talking like, you know, small bits like that. Okay, so some water, a little bit more Nutricoat, and hopefully that'll turn more green, less yellow. And this one, oh, I see a root mealy, I think, unless that's just plastic. Nope, that's a root mealy, powdery and gross. Can you see that? I kind of picked at it. So, root mealies love begonias in dry soil. So I'm going to rinse that in the water. Shake, shake, shake. Normally I'd go to my sink, but because I'm doing this video, I thought I'd just get a bucket of water here. Make sure there's no mealies in the soil, which there is not, but sometimes when this vigorous shaking happens, then you can dislodge a leaf. As you know, I have a fabric store, so I have these little amazingly soft fabric that I make into little towels. I have one that says Crazy Plant Lady, and I just use them. They're super soft, to, like, if you want to clean off the leaves or whatnot, or just to clean your hands. They're great, so I just make some for myself. I don't actually make fabric, but I design it on Photoshop, or design it on Photoshop, and then my printer, which is a digital printer, prints it for me, and then I sell it. And people make everything, all the things with it, like clothes for their kids, or Crazy Plant Lady towels, or whatever. Bags, they make costumes, whatever, they make all kinds of things. Okay, so let's plant this little leaf here, or this bigger leaf. Cut it down a bit. I should just turn this video into a propagating Lyman-Smithii video, although I don't think Lyman-Smithii is a very common, not a very common begonia for people to grow, although it's super cute. I'll see if I can find one with more freckles here. I think the freckles are so cute. So don't mind the yellowish leaf, but you can see it has adorable freckles. You know what? Let's pop this guy in there. You never know, but first I'll just kind of dry off the leaf. There's still a lizard on my back. I love that she's just sitting here. Toss that away, and I have an excellent vacuum that I can kind of just, it's amazing that I can link it below too. I've been using it for like, I don't know, like 5 years, and I use it to suck up all the soil and whatnot. I'm just cleaning this in case there's any remnant of root mealies, but literally it was just one root mealy. Actually, it wasn't even a root mealy, it was a mealy bug, but nothing in the roots. Look, this lizard is on my back and trying to get down. Come on, come on, you can get down, Missy. Come on, get down and go get a wormy. Get down, get down. Come on. Come on, Fernie. There you go. You can do it. There you go. All right. She might hiss at me, don't worry. Let's see if she'll come sit over here and look at her worms. You want a worm? Of course you want a worm. Sorry for the lizard intermission here. Let's see, I have a tweezer. Where'd my tweezers go? I normally feed her with tweezers, but I usually have not hard ones. I have soft ones, but let's see if she'll eat a worm over here. It's a little nicer for the lizard, of course. Ah! Hope you're not grossed out by this. I mean, I used to hate worms and everything, and now I have this lizard. Can you see it out in there? Look, watch her tongue. Is that fabulous? Or gross? Or scary? Anyway, I used to be afraid of all the things, and now I've got this little lizard, and she loves me, and she's cute. Oh look, nothing. Garbage. Another Lyman-Smithii. Yeah, these poor guys are looking sad, but they'll be better once I give them new nutrients and new soil. Let's pull off some of this moss. Check for root mealies. I think this one has some root mealies. I'll show you what that looks like. So it's sometimes hard to tell from the perlite and the root mealies, but you can definitely tell they're more like powdery. Can you see there? So like, let's see, right around there, there's some root mealies. Oh, here we go. Right around the base, you see that? There's some root mealies, so let's swoosh that in some water. So again, I would normally take it to my sink. Hey, Miss Fernie. Isn't she pretty? New little spikies here. Okay, and that actually divided itself into two. They like to hide in the crevices, so I'm going to make sure they're not there. Where are you going, little lady? You can see there, that's where they are. You see that? So I'll wash. Where are you going, little lady? Okay, I better get this lady before she wanders off into who knows where. Where are you going, boo? Come on. Come on, little girl. Come on. Back on my shoulder. There you go. There you go. You get back on my shoulder. Alright. Oh, don't hiss at me. So it's still a little bit of root mealies, in which case I can kind of either use some alcohol or take it to the sink or just really kind of try to wipe them off. Let's use some alcohol on my towel or Kleenex here. Oh, I've got a moving lizard again. Oh, she's gonna climb on my head now. Great. I love it when she climbs on my head. Her claws digging into my hair. Lovely. Alright, so I've cleaned off those root mealies. Set that to the side. Let's clean this one in the water. Uh-oh, I think I've totally broken off this one. No, it's okay. Yep, I have. But you know what? I think we can plant this little, I guess this is a rhizome. Plant this little rhizome. You can always do that too, is just start over and wash the stem, petiole, leaf, and start over and just do a, you know, like a stem prop. Or you can clean that. You can, what am I trying to say here? You can wash the leaves, make sure they haven't any pest on them. And if the mealies are in the root, okay, I've got a lizard on my head almost, then you can wash that, or you can just cut it off and just plant the leaves and throw away the root and just re-root the plant is what I'm trying to say. That took a long time to get that out, sorry. Okay, I'll just pop that in there, tuck it in, and then I'm going to throw all that moss away because there's probably some little critters growing in there, unfortunately. Okay, and another one here. This one is pretty questionable. It's pretty yellow, but There's no harm in trying, I suppose. Okay, add that there. Just kind of snug it in and give it some nutrients, and then we'll try to plant this. Oh, I think there's a lizard coming back down here. Sorry for the interruptions. What are you doing, little lady? Oh, don't hiss at me. Ouch! Why are you grabbing me? Ouch! Is that your hand? Okay, as long as it's not you're biting me. Let's see. Ouch! This lizard is literally trying to climb on my head, and she's got a hold of my face. Alright, there's a lot of Lyman-Smithii. I have one more. Ouch. Okay. I don't know what this lady's doing, but I can't even see. Okay, come here. Come here, crazy. Okay, get on my head then if you want to stand on my head. Alright, we'll just leave her there while she's happy. No root mealies that I can see in here. But that leaf doesn't really look happy, so let's trim some of that off. And throw that away. Just gonna fluff this up a bit, make sure it's okay. Give it some fresh soil. Give it some nutrients, because they look kind of nutrient devoid, these guys. Oh, that's a lot out of that one. A little more water, a little more water, a little more water, and then I'll just wash my bin. And I will pop those back in. Some of these, like this one here, I'm just gonna toss. Dead. Oh, see? Don't be discouraged. I think I killed like 1 million plants before I finally figured out how to grow begonias, and even still, sometimes they just don't want to behave. They'll be fine, and then they'll just one day be like, I'm dead. See you later. So I'm just gonna give that a little spray. I see some root mealy, mealybug powder, but not necessarily any live mealybugs, but you know, that kind of powdery stuff. I don't know if that's their egg or whatever, but let's pop that one into a, should we try to score this one and see how it does? Could try that, or this, or I would actually think that this one would actually do better. No, I'll score it. I think it'll do better in soil. And there's no real rhyme or reason that I have come up with. So you score some of the veins. There's no rhyme or reason necessarily what works well with what, other than just trial and error. I find that some of the thin leaf ones, you know, they can't get too wet. Alright, so there's all my Lyman-Smithii props. The thin leaf ones can't get wet, but then there's Capasuluensis, which is a pretty thin leafed one. I'm going to cut this guy off. It's not healthy. Who is a thin leafed one, but I can just put the stem in water and it roots extremely well. And now when I say water, I mean like a tiny bit of water. Okay, so I will be back and I'll clean out this bin and see what the other bins have. See you in a bit. Okay, so I'm back. I washed the bin out with plenty of hot water, and I put these Lyman-Smithii in here, and they're looking much better. So I'm actually going to put them, put the lid on, and I might put them in a little bit less light. I think they were in like really bright light. Thus the moss growth and the light color, because I want them to be more green, and then you'll actually be able to see the speckles better. So I have another huge bin here if you want to continue watching that I'll go through. This is a hybrid, not created by me. It's a hybrid, just checking for root mealies. It's a hybrid of, and I don't always know how to say the names, Raja, which I'm sure you guys have maybe seen, and Coriaceae, I believe it is. So it's a hybrid of those two, and it comes out quite nice, kind of reddish. Sometimes the leaves can get kind of black. It's a rhizomatous one, so it grows on a rhizome. And I'll just refresh that soil as well, because that other soil was looking really dense. And actually this soil is not perfect right now because I ran out of perlite, so I've got to run to my US shop, fabric shop, where I have a greenhouse or some of our storage and plant supplies as well, and get some more perlite. I should actually literally have like human child sized packages of perlite there that'll last me forever probably. So got a couple of leaves. It's a pretty easy plant to propagate, so just do that. Poke, pop that guy in there. And it also depends on like what your growing style is like. Like, do you overwater? Is it humid? And your environment, is it humid? Is it dry? Is it hot? Is it cold? What substrate might be best for you to propagate with. Just like it's important to know what your growing style is, and from that you'll know what your best substrate is. So these plants are looking very sad. So sad. So I obviously did not water these for a long time. Well, mostly I should say. I had them in a bin with a lid that didn't fit. You know how Tupperware lids go. I couldn't find a lid that fit perfectly, so the bin always had a little crack in the top. Thus, the plants are drying out. But this is a Begonia Cleopatriae, and I don't really see any root mealies. Nope, but it sure is dry, but it's a hardy plant. It's not a hard one to revive if it's not beyond revival. And right now it's getting there, but I'll just cut off all those dead leaves. Give it a fresh start. And I think it's actually divided into two, but let's just leave it as one for now. Give it some really nice fresh soil so it will be happy. Throw those guys away. Cleopatra actually forms a really beautiful flower. It's one of the more pretty begonia flowers, because the begonia flowers are really quite, I don't know, unremarkable for the most part, but a bit unremarkable. I mean, I have some that are really lovely. Cleopatra is one of them. I think, I can't really think of any others that are like super remarkable offhand. Maybe the Donny Tam is not bad, I guess. Other than that, they all look kind of similar with, you know, with the little flowers. Nothing too spectacular. So get some nice fresh soil so she'll be happy, and she should recover in no time. Let's just push that away and give it some water, some more nutrients, and then she'll go back in the bin. But this bin is sad. But I'm happy to actually show you some sad stuff, because we're all busy. Look at this poor sad thing. We're all busy and don't always have time for perfect plant care. I'm actually just going to cut, because I can see the stem is rotting, so I'll throw that away. Wash this bin. And this is Malacostica, and it is beautiful. It's actually one of my first one of my first terrarium style begonias that I purchased. Just cut that off, and then we'll cut this dead piece off, and then this piece is a little limpy, so I think I might just give it a little drink first. And you can also give things a blast of humidity, which literally, I mentioned in another video, literally means putting it on top of your humidifier and just blasting it with humidity. I'm just making sure there's no bugs here. Now, this one is quite easy, and this is just from experience. If I throw it in a cup and it has all that humidity and just leave it, it'll grow wild into like a big huge plant. Okay, so I mean, I could take off this leaf. Maybe I'll take off that leaf and put it in water because it's a little floppy, and give it a blast of humidity, and then I'll just prop that leaf. And what I'll do with that leaf when I prop it is I will just cut it. I'll show you. Well, I don't know if I can show you yet, but pop that in there, give it a nice good amount of water, some nutrients, and I'm gonna put a lid on that and let that be humid, and it will be happy and grow into a very healthy, happy plant. Okay, Starbucks. Most likely just a cup of water because I've stopped going to Starbucks for chai tea lattes because I love them too much. No, but A, they're expensive, like $8 per venti, and B, I looked up the sugar content, and the sugar content is like 95% of my recommended daily intake of sugar for a venti chai tea latte. So, or a chai latte. So I decided I better decrease my sugar intake and have a reserve for other things I love. So that was Malacostica. Here's another Raja Coriaceae that's looking lovely and not alive. This is a very sad plant. I think this is a Taco Night. I get Taco Night confused with U485, but U485 is quite has like little speckles almost, and it's quite very iridescent. Pretty darn cool. I mean, you'll have to look it up on Instagram or something, or I'll show you. Or I have some on my Instagram too. A lot of begonias have like a blue iridescence. Sorry, I can learn how to talk here. A blue iridescence, and they're quite lovely. So I guess I can see if I can save this. I mean, I think it might be Taco Night, which it's it's an okay plant. I mean, it is a little bit iridescent also, but it's not like my favorite plant by any means. But if I grow it, actually, I can definitely use it in my gecko's terrarium as a nice terrarium plant that grows quite big. Okay, so let's water that in. Okay, and I could give that a blast of humidity too, and just it'll pop back up. Okay, everything is so dry in here. Sorry, plants, but that's life. Take off some of the dead soil here. Check for root mealies. None. Take off some dead leaves. Plenty. And this is a Raja Coriaceae again. Some nice moisture in there. This is like a cooking show, I feel like. Although, if you know me, you would know that I can't cook. I can't even cook a little bit. In fact, I started a fire while cooking mac and cheese. Yep, from the box. Mac and cheese from the box. And burned my husband's favorite wooden spoon. I don't even know how the wooden spoon got so near the burner, but it did. And luckily my mom was over because she screamed fire, fire, because I put the mac and cheese on the burner, then wandered back into my room here, my plant cave. And you know what happens when you wander into your plant cave and forget. What happens is you forget about the cooking bit, because it's boring. I could give this a little blast of humidity too, that would help. Just literally put it on top of my humidifier and it'll pop back up. Maybe I'll add that to the footage here later. Check for root mealies. I can actually divide this into two. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, boop. Come on, come on. Boop, boop. There we go. I'll put it into a bin, which I'll link below. I have a favorite bin from Sterlite that I get from Target or wherever. I don't even know what I was talking about anymore. Talking about burning mac and cheese, and then I was talking about giving it a blast of humidity on the humidifier. I can maybe show you that though, how if you blast it on top of the humidifier for, I don't know, half an hour maybe, depending on the plant. You can blast it for longer if it's a thicker leafed plant, but if it's a fairly thin leafed plant, you don't want to blast it too long, because then the leaf will kind of, I don't know, desiccate. It'll kind of get too wet and kind of wither. I don't know, wither, but it'll just kind of fall apart, because if it's too humid for too long and too much moisture on the leaves. So the other great thing about Cleopatriae, which is here, other than its pretty flowers, I mean, its leaves are so-so, but the flowers are pretty, and it divides really easily, and it grows really easily, and it's kind of cute, I think. It definitely has cute flowers, and it's always nice to have something that grows easily, and I do like these kind of rounded leaves. It's a cute plant, but mostly the flowers are pretty cute. They're like a pink, maybe like a two-colored, bicolored flower, pink and white, or pink and a lighter pink. So yeah, I've given it lots of water there. Let's give it some humidity, okay? Alright, almost done with this awful bin. I mean, look at this poor Chlorostica, which literally is has always been one of my favorite plants. But as I said, this bin was left open, so let's blast that guy. This one won't survive, I don't think. This one won't survive. But if I blast this, I think those will stand back up. And of course, give it lots of water. So blast that guy too. And then I think maybe the last one. This is really quite sad, but it's the truth. And I can't just show you all my good looking plants, because then you'll think I'm a pro, and I'm not a pro. And I don't have a ton of time, and I forget, and sometimes I just don't feel like it, you know, like all of us. Check for root mealies. No root mealies. To vacuum that up. And this one is a hybrid, and I can't remember its name at the moment. I feel like it's a hybrid of maybe Nigritarum and something. I got the seeds from Very Desser. I don't even know what that means or how to say it, on Instagram. I think they're in Singapore or something, and they have some beautiful plants, and they produce a lot of seeds and ship internationally, and they're lovely. So I do get some seeds from them. I can always link it below. That one should be fine. I get it back into the bin. Let's see here. Look, we have another Cleopatra. Poor guy. Poor guy. No root mealies, but I mean, those roots are nearly dead. But that's okay, they'll survive. Let's find the right cup for it. Get some nice, yummy new soil. Nice and moist with some Nutricoat. Get this poor guy in here. And I'll put it on top of my humidifier or like in a super humid tent. Like literally just blast it with like 100% humidity for a period of time until they stand back up, and then I'll throw them into a prop bin with a lid that fits. Because the other lid went to Tupperware, I don't know, Tupperware escape, wherever Tupperware lids go when they wish to escape the hands of humans. Alright, let's see. And I know I said it was done, but I actually have this Berkelii, and I can see maybe there might be some root mealies there. So I'm just going to cut off the leaves. I'm going to throw this one away. Throw all the substrate away. And then I've learned Berkelii, which is, look on my Instagram. I have a picture of one that is in my grow tent, or in my tentarium, let's call it. And it literally is like iridescent blue. Okay, and Berkelii is fairly easy. So I'm just gonna pop it into there, into the little jars, or you can use cups as well. And okay, well, let's just pop that one in there, and the other one we'll use a cup. And what I can actually do is cut it in half, and this should grow, the plant should grow out of the middle of the leaf where the petiole meets the leaf. I don't need that much water. So really I use very little water when I prop by using water, so little. And that will grow roots. And there we have it. So I'm going to pop some of these in super high humidity and get a new bin for them, and I'll try to come back and show you that hopefully some of these sad guys will stand back up if I get them in there right away. All right, I'll be back.
The next day.
In the very first moments of falling, the stirring of the heart, felt the love I gave no longer started to bloom with you in mind. When I learned to find with you a way to hold, not lose. If I open up my heart this way, intertwine, maybe I'll make a change. This can only mean one thing, that my love might begin to believe again. It's only for you, only for you, only for you. It's only for you, it's only for you, only for you, only for you, only for you.
Kind of funny, crazy madness that keeps me up at night. Just thinking of you makes me nervous, like there's only you and I. You're the clarity I find when the clouds fill up the sky. I don't wanna miss a piece of you. When I'm with you I can never lose. This can only mean one thing, that my love might begin to believe again. It's only for you.